Mr. Chairman, thank you. And thank you to the ranking member for having this hearing today. You can tell by the witnesses here we're having a heck of a discussion. And there's no doubt by those that are in this room today that this video hearing is a wide-range discussion. And I'd like to, before I ask questions, try to add to this discussion or perhaps give my view of the world. I think it's no secret that the telecommunication laws currently in effect today do not line up with the marketplace. We have rules for voice and video that are provided for the consumer by copper wire and by multi-video programming distributors. But if the same voice and video services are distributed over broadband internet, then no rules apply. Whether we look at this today or we look at this tomorrow, the facts are the same. It is unfair for voice and video providers who are regulated to compete against providers offering the same services over the internet. And I don't think we can afford to wait much longer. According to some estimates, global IP traffic will increase by almost 3 times from 2013 to 2018, and 84% of that traffic will be video. We'll have to address this through reform of our telecommunications law, and it should be led right here in this committee. I know some here in this room have called for regulating the internet like a phone utility. Why would we ever consider treating the internet, the most disruptive technology in our lifetime, as a public utility? To me, makes no sense. Power and water utilities have not changed or innovated in decades. Why would we want the internet to become stagnant instead of vibrant? This calls for regulation, fails to recognize that the world has changed for the better, not because of regulation, but in spite of it. The video market is proof that less regulation and more choices offer the most benefit to consumers. It also moves us away from punishing some distributors of phone and video simply because they came about in a different era. In the meantime, the marketplace is still moving. AT&T and Comcast are examples of that movement. The growth of these companies is now about providing broadband and not about providing just wireless telephone or cable television. They're moving to provide the consumers what they want, voice and video over the internet, and that is why, as I understand these mergers, I think it comes with benefits. But we can do more here to help the consumers as well. We should focus efforts on understanding the marketplace. Divided between urban, rural, residential, and business sections, we can understand where competition is excelling and where it's not, and enact policies for growth where appropriate, and leave the marketplace alone where appropriate, based on actual market failures and not perceived ones. We should also focus on spectrum. We must bring as much spectrum to the marketplace as possible in a responsible manner. Bringing parity in service capabilities between wireline and wireless should be a goal, even if today that's a lofty goal. And we should not let opportunities for reform in the video marketplace pass us by. For example, we'll be looking at Stella. I would encourage all actors in this sphere to come forward with their proposals. If a consensus can be reached and any part of our video law can be reformed, we should try to do it. Our job as legislators is to reform laws that are outdated, and if we can find some solutions, we should explore it and not kick this can down the road. So, Mr. Chairman, I just want to sum it up. Consumers in Nevada want more choices. We need to meet those expectations by working towards a new telecommunications bill that rewards innovation and drives more investments in content and infrastructure. And with that, I do have a question, a couple of questions, and Mr. Stankey, I'd like to start with you. We heard about what you're doing for South Dakota. Would you please let us know, being accused, of course, of the merger being harmful competition, what Nevada will benefit in this particular merger?
Sure. It's the number, if you're interested, is probably about 31,000 additional homes in Nevada for rural broadband, if that's the question you're seeking.
It is.
And I'd also like to clarify, when Ranking Member Thune asked me about timing, I indicated 2 years, and a vast majority of that will get done during that first 2-year period of time. There are some locations that will take up to 4 years to fully get to as we refine the implementation plan.
Mr. Cohen, do you anticipate other mergers in this current marketplace?
So if you'd asked me that question 2 days ago, I would have said none that I can think of, and then I woke up this morning like everyone else to hear about 21st Century Fox and Time Warner. It is a very, very dynamic marketplace, and again, I think Mr. Kimmelman and I agree that out of this dynamism and disruption, there does create the need for additional conversations about how content and distribution companies can continue to have the scale to be able to invest and to be able to innovate, to be able to provide the best experience possible to customers. So I think it's impossible for me to say that I would rule out any additional merger or acquisition activity within the overall media, entertainment, and distribution space. But I do think each transaction needs to be viewed on its own individual merits, and I'm very comfortable, notwithstanding what transactions may follow, about the compelling consumer advantages that arise from our particular transaction.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you.